True Life and Music History, the Ants Human Stars podcast, with your hosts, Caleb and Digo. Are you ready? Steady. Go. So, were you wondering what new music history I can learn today? I know you were. Well, let me indulge you today with fresh cut of music history today. Caleb Hacker, take it away.
Hello. I hope everyone's doing well. Today we are gonna have some fun with the singer from our neighbors above us. She's Canadian, Miss Avril Lavigne. So we're talking about today. Yeah. It's funny. I was talking to my one of my best friends is from Canada. He lives in Canada, and he was saying how like they have a holiday coming up, July 1st. Huh?
Wolverine.
Yes.
Why is he Wolverine?
Well, his
Logan.
Logan. His name isn't Logan anymore. He's gone back to his original birth name.
Oh, yes.
Yes. But he was like, how did he put it? He was like, he's like, our holidays, like we always kind of, the United States holidays have nothing to do with Canada, but he's like, I feel like we just celebrate anyways. And I was like, and I explained it as like, yeah, you guys are the neighbors. Like America's throwing this huge loud behind party, and y'all are just like, well, all right, okay, the music's loud enough. I guess we'll jam. Let's go over and grab a burger. So yeah, Miss Avril Lavigne, and we're gonna be talking about her song. He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. I love this song. So I was recently I was hanging out with Digo and another friend of ours, and
Shout out to Labreeze. Motherfucking Royale.
I know. I'm saying it's like another friend, like Digo, and my friend Lainey from Canada are like my best friends. So I'm saying it like it's just some random person. No.
Trivia. Ants Human Stars trivia. Labreeze could have been on the podcast.
Could have.
But it was a failure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of epic proportions.
Mm-hmm.
We were hanging out and we were floating. If you know, you know. And I put on this song for them, and I was just telling them how this is such a good song, and yeah, I think it's just so well done, just so well put together. It's a very good song. It's a fun song. Yeah, it's just good stuff. Again, so before we started this, I was telling Digo about how there's never any, there's no longer songs of the summer, and that's just for multiple reasons. But this is an example of like a song that it wasn't a summer song, but I did not specifically listen to this song. I never once went and, I love this song by this girl, Avril Lavigne, Sk8er Boi. But I just heard it all the time, so I knew
Everywhere.
it. Yeah. I just...
Movies or
exactly.
TV.
Yeah. You see the videos on the radio.
In the mall where we used to hang out.
Exactly.
Yes, dating ourselves, yes.
So I was listening to it on the way over here, and I was like, yeah, how do I know the words to this song, but I never purposely learned them. I never purposely went and listened to the song, but it was just, that was a time where you just knew it because it was
also back in the day, like you wanted lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
You needed to get that CD and hope they had the booklet
notes and hope that they put the lyrics.
Yeah,
not everybody did it.
No, it would just be a slim piece of paper. Like, oh no,
Yeah,
I just have the list of tracks. That's it. There's no lyrics. I don't know. I still don't know what they. I have the copy of the CD. I don't know what they're saying.
Exactly. And I was a music head, so I looked forward to getting that booklet and seeing the lyrics. Did they thank their mama at the back? Yeah. So, all right, okay, let's get into it. Sk8er Boi, which is spelled Sk8er the number 8 and then boy is spelled Boi. Um, I feel like that's also like, I mean, of course, that's not like the first time that's been done where you kind of spell things funky, but that's also, I feel like, very early 2000s instant messenger lingo. Like,
Definitely. What? Yeah, definitely.
like things that, like like boy, uh, putting an I on it doesn't make it any easier to type, but we just did just because. So anyways, it's a song by Canadian singer-songwriter Avril Lavigne. It was released as the second single from her debut album, Let Go. It came out in 2002. After being signed to Arista Records in November of 2000, upon the authorization of the label CEO, Antonio L.A. Reid, which, if you're a fan of the podcast, you've heard that name before. He moved Avril from New York. To New York, excuse me. And there she began working on her debut album, and she collaborated with tons of big name songwriters and producers. But she was on the verge of getting dropped after an unsuccessful year of writing. But then she got linked up with this 3-piece production team, Spock, Lauren Christy, and Graham Edwards, and they were known as The Matrix. And while working with them, they discovered that she wanted to do songs that were more pop punk, pop rock kind of feel and whatnot. So after they wrote the song, why do you have to go and make things so complicated? After they wrote that together, and LA heard it, he really liked the direction they were headed in. And so he sent Avril to go back to work with them and work on more songs. So during their sessions, they wrote 10 songs. Sk8er Boi is one of the 6 that actually made it on the album's final track list. After the huge success of Complicated, Sk8er Boi was selected as the album's second single, being the more controversial choice, according to Reid, who said, quote, "Some people just really didn't get that. And with the first video, there was some concern that maybe because it's so young and so playful, it might alienate more serious music lovers." Now, if you learned anything from this podcast, it's that these record execs, these CEOs, always have it wrong. Yes, they know nothing.
And it's not like she made an opera as her first go, and then let's jump to Sk8er Boi. I think they all kind of fall into the same emo,
punk rock,
thing,
kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know, emo. That was the wrong.
Yeah, not emo, but that pop punk
touches on angst.
Yes, there you go. But yeah, don't these record execs know nothing. So what I love most about the song is that it tells a story, and that's what I was telling Digo and LaBreeze about how this is one of the things I love about the song, that she's telling a whole story. The song is about it's told from the singer's viewpoint, and it's about her rocker boyfriend and a girl he knew in high school who rejected him because he was a skater boy and she was a snob. 5 years later, the skater boy is famous, and the girl who rejected him is living a boring, unfulfilled life, ruminating on a time when he was into her. And that's it. It's a whole entire story through the song, and I think that's so cool because not only do we not get that nowadays in music, but I don't think we've gotten that in the last 10, 15 years, where you just have a cool song where somebody's telling a whole story, and not just a love story. Not just we met and we fell in love and then we broke up, but like a life kind of story. And especially this is cool because it's in a fun way. It's not, no offense to the country songs, but it's not little boy grows up, sees his daddy in uniform, so he joins the army, and then he goes into the army and gets blown up, and then his body comes back to his mom. It's
90% of country songs.
Yeah. It's not as sad as that. It's just a fun hey, here's let me tell you, a story about this guy and this girl. As she says in the lyrics, she was a girl, he was a boy. Can I be any more obvious? Or could it be any more obvious? Something like that, guys. You know this. You know the words. Break out those booklets. I know y'all still got the album. um,
But I'm like, not into a skater boy. I'm like, I got heat just thinking of a skater boy. I'm
exactly
like,
right.
well, a skater man nowadays. I don't need a boy, but I mean, but yes, I'm like skater. The whole look to me is still.
I'm down.
I'm down for that.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Um, but this girl was not down with it, and she learned the hard way. You go with the skater boy because that skater boy will make it one day. You know, he'll be rocking on MTV, as Avril says in the song.
And even if he doesn't, it's gonna be some good fucking. Okay.
Exactly.
Just a
Okay.
little bit of fun.
It is.
And then you move on. Like,
It is. It is. Yeah.
Jesus.
Have a good time.
He ain't good enough for me. He's a skater boy.
She missing out. Missing out. So the song, when it was released, it followed the success of the debut single "Complicated," which topped the charts worldwide and reached the top 10 and others. In the United States, Sk8er Boi debuted at number 72 on the Billboard Hot 100 when it was released on September 14th of 2002. And then on November 2nd, that same year, the song peaked at number 10, and it became Avril's second consecutive top 10 hit. The song also topped the Billboard Top 40 mainstream airplay charts. And as of June 2022, Sk8er Boi has sold over 2 million copies in the U.S. alone. So, when it was released, it received critical acclaim for its production, and a review for the album. The album was called "Let Go," by the way. This is a random. I know. This. Sorry, y'all. That was such a random. Like, oh, by the way, that wasn't smooth at all. But in a review for the album, Christina Saraceno of All Music called Sk8er Boi, quote, "a terrific power pop bounce," highlighting the song as a, quote, "track pick." And Pat Blashill, I'm so sorry, Pat. I'm sorry, Christina, too. I probably screwed up your last name, too. Just chopped it up. But Pat of Rolling Stone called it, quote, 17-year-old Lavigne's signature moment. And he first 17. So it's also said that, like, I don't know how true, I read this, but like, I don't know how true it is, but it said that, like, this was kind of her experience and she just flipped it and made it like about a guy, but it's actually her experience that, like, she was kind of the, punky skater girl, and this guy who's, more preppy is like, I like you, but I can't be seen with you because you're not sophisticated enough. Well, I bet he's kicking himself right now because Avril has had a long career, and a successful one at that. But Pat at Rolling Stone goes on to say that over a rush of nouveau punk guitar chords, she narrates a funny storyline, but none of it would matter if Lavigne didn't have a voice. Equal parts baby girl and husky siren that seems capable of setting off car alarms several city blocks away. That's quite a description.
Okay.
Quite a description. At the 45th annual Grammy Awards ceremony, Avril performed the song "Sk8er Boi." Excuse me. She received 5 nominations, including one for Best New Artist and Best Female Rock Vocal Performance for "Sk8er Boi," but it lost to Sheryl Crow's "Steve McQueen." I don't even know that song, so
I don't know.
Grammys, you got it wrong.
But
yeah, I know, you're right. I might know it if I heard it. Yeah.
Infamous.
But check it out. We didn't win a Grammy, but the song won favorite song at the 2003 Kids Choice Awards.
All that matters.
And wait a minute. And Choice Music Single at the 2003 Teen Choice Awards. Okay. And I just had to say, I grew up at a time when teens dominated in pop culture. Like early 2000s. I mean, yeah, I'm talking, of course, you're coming off the heels of the late 90s, the Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, NSYNC, even Brandy and Monica are in there, Aaliyah. coming off that. But then once you get into like the early 2000s, yes, you had Avril, you had the Hillary Duffs, the Lindsay Lohans, the Raven Simones, Amanda Bynes, um, and they were just they're killing it with the movies and everything. So all that to say that winning a Teen Choice Award was a big deal back then. Even a Kids Choice Award was a big deal. So um, that's that, you guys. It's super short, super sweet, but that's the song. It's a fun one. It's a good one. Fun fact. Speaking of fun, in Avril's hometown of, I might be pronouncing this wrong. I'm so sorry that I didn't. You know what? I should call my friend Lanny and ask him. In Napanee, Ontario, or Napanee, Ontario. Anyways, that's Avril Lavigne's hometown, and skateboarding is banned in downtown areas.
Bitches.
So
That okay, I'm gonna get that in a moment. But this is just in time. We're gonna release this a week two from now. But June 21st is skateboarding day. So
shout out
it's
to.
also the longest day of the year, and it just happens to be skateboarding day here in the U.S.
Okay, well, shout out to the skateboarders. Shout out to all the skater boys out there, okay, who are still holding it down and
And
living that skate life.
to this day, the whole how people look down on skaters in general. I get there's this like culture of anti-stab, which is I think what people kind of frown upon with the skaters. But like, this is a couple of years ago, and I'm just skating around Springfield Town Center. It's the pandemic, right? And so I'm skating around, and people are like also biking around, and this has happened multiple times. The bikers are going around, nobody bats an eye. They see a skater person, devil himself, devil incarnate. They're up to no good. We got to stop them now.
It's like alcohol versus weed. Alcohol is actually worse, but yeah, you see weed and it's like, oh.
And yeah, you see like a person skating, even if they are ripping and shredding on like the steps of whatever, so what? So fucking what?
Yeah.
So much of our public spaces are just meant to just be there, and
I know.
you can't sleep under.
Yeah,
You can't.
yeah.
You can't be touched. It can only be viewed. With a Starbucks coffee, and it's like no, like just I know it doesn't apply to every single thing, but I think a little bit more lax just
Would be nice.
it would be nice for the skater community. And still gonna say skaters are hot
They are. I agree.
of all kinds, of any
Of all
kind,
yeah.
of any gender, of any whatevers.
The skaters can get it. I also just had to say really quick. I don't know for sure, but I can't say like definitively, but also this early 2000s was also like a skate time. I grew up playing Tony
the
Hawk's
90s were
Pro
definitely
Skater,
the
playing
birth
all
of it.
This, yeah.
The birth you could go back to, they were like the late 70s or early 80s, but the 90s was when it came about. But by 2000s it was we have Vans and Zoomies or whatever. It's become
Zoomies
part
is
of
the store. Is that what you're thinking?
yeah. It became culture. 90s, I think we had Vans obviously since maybe even the late 80s. I can't remember. But by the 2000s, it's like it's everywhere.
And it became like a thing.
You're skating or not skating. You're wearing skater shoes.
Yeah. I wear Vans now, and I've skated a couple times in my life, and it's just not for me. Or you know what? I shouldn't say that. I just need a lot of practice, a lot. So I need to find me a skater boy to show me the ropes. Like the early 2000s was like a skate time. There was a lot of like you said, from fashion to, like I said, I grew up like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and stuff was huge. That's all the games we were playing as kids, with me and my friends. And I even had friends at the time who did skate. Um, and like my black friends too. These aren't like so. So anyways, yeah, it's such a, and I think that's also a bit. Again, I do think that the song is just on itself. It's just a fun song. It's not the this musical masterpiece and nothing's ever been done as well. But no, it's a good song. But aside from that, there is a nostalgia when I hear this song that it's like, oh, it places me back to like early 2000s and that time, and it's like,
It's
wow,
like
yeah,
a montage of a movie at the beginning. Like, yeah, I could picture that. It's probably has been used in a movie. This is why I'm even thinking of it
oh yeah,
many
I'm
times,
sure.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So thanks, Avril, man. You wrote a hit, a hit that is still giving even in 2023. Yeah. The song even like changes, like the choruses aren't, they aren't like exactly the same. Like it's just cool writing. Like it was, this wasn't, that's the thing. It is a very simple and fun song, but it's also not like, it could have been even simpler. They could have just made like very cheesy references, or they could have just made the chorus just a standard. Like the chorus changes every single chorus. Like yes, the line "He was a skater boy," she said "See you later, boy." That's always at the front, but then that second half changes. And anyway, I just think that's cool. It's yeah. And shout out to her being 17 writing this hit with The Matrix. So yeah,
But not Neo.
not Neo. Neo and Morpheus were not involved in the making of this track.
Fortunately and unfortunately at the same time.
Exactly.
Thanks for listening to the Ants Human Stars podcast with Caleb and Digo. Stay connected and get updates about new episodes by visiting our website, antshumanstars.com, and by subscribing wherever you listen to podcasts. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a positive rating and review, and share about us with your community on social media. Thanks, y'all. We really appreciate it.